evening, everybody, and welcome to Veterans Memorial Rink here in East Haven for tonight's Division II clash between the Guilford Indians and the visiting Newtown Nighthawks. I'm Dean Cornelio, John Knapp behind the camera helping us out, and also going to provide some color commentary. Looking forward to that, John.
I'm not sure what kind of color it's going to be, Dean, but I'll try.
Both teams come in on a high note. Both teams on 3-game winning streaks right now, as the Indians beat Cheshire and then won a pair in Maine, and the Nighthawks have defeated Wilton, Rockville, and Watertown consecutively to improve to 3-2 after an 0-2 start. Again, Guilford now 3-1.
Really, not any common competitors in that.
Not to this point. So now we're going to introduce the starting lineups. For Newtown first, Mike Alween. He's played all but 9 minutes this season for Newtown. Alex Kelly and Dan Harrison. And Brett Klein, number 5. Hayden Savoya joins them. And Jake Solomons will round out the starting 5. For Guilford, Chad Faulkner-Filosa gets the start in net. Derek Nelson, he netted the winner against Cheshire a couple weeks ago. Ryan Moore joins him on the defense. Jack Fitzgerald.
And number 5, Matty Horton.
Horton and Ring round out the top unit there. Fitzgerald, also the starting lineup, had a pair against Cheshire in that big win. So now we will pause for a moment for the national anthem. Ready to drop the puck here in East Haven. Indians, again, coming off a pair of relatively easy wins in Maine, John. And while the games weren't that competitive, and talking to a couple of the guys, they mentioned how great it was for team camaraderie.
Right.
And that's, at this point of the season, almost just as big.
That's right. Some bonding, some real team bonding going on up
And that's something you could do when you're away like that and spending a lot of time together. Here's Fitzgerald. Off the draw, coming down the wing, Fitzgerald. Had that blocked. Played to the side by Harrison. To the point, slapped right on. A blocker save by the goaltender Alween. Testing him early was Ryan Moore. Nelson, he tried to feed it over to Moore. May have taken his eye off the puck. And in hot pursuit is Jake Solomons. Good play by Nelson to get the puck away from him. And sends around to Fitzgerald, who couldn't clear the zone. Second chance, though, and he does. Nighthawks back for it. That's Matt Sabia sending it around to 24, Tyler Hanley. Turnover and walking in. Shot save by Alween. Horton the opportunity in the opening minute to put his team up. Denied by Alween. Played over here for Hanley. Sabia will send around, and it goes to Chris Erickson. Skating it out of the zone is Christian Blaze. He's the team leader with 8 points, 4 goals, 4 helpers. Garrett Sulkins for the Indians. Hit, gets rid of the puck, up to neutral ice, and dumped back in. Then Sulkins is dumped to the ice by Ted Benoit. Indians will look to set it up. And the breakout. Mackey. Sent around the boards by Alex Kelly. And kept in. That's Donahue. Indians have to regain the line, and they do. And immediately come back in and apply the pressure. Now back out to center. Walking in, Moore, he'll shoot. And again, Alween gets the paddle on it. That's twice Moore has tested him there. Give it another try, Ryan, why not? Here's number 3 with his third chance. Carrying in. This time he's not going to get a shot away, though. Benoit will skate it out the other way. Benoit up the right wing side, reaches the center stripe and dumps in. Newtown changing behind the play. Here's Nelson transitioning the other way. Defenseman fell down. Nelson winds and fires, and a stick save by Alween. Here's Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald slaps one. Glove save by Alween. And the whistle as the Indians have controlled the play down here in the opening 3 minutes.
Well,
good action in front of us.
About controlling the play, Dean. I'm counting 5 shots on goal, solid shots on goal, to 0 for the Nighthawks.
Easily, and Moore had 2 or 3 of them.
Right.
Fitzgerald, Ring, and Horton. Fitzgerald wins it over to Ring. Ring to the point. Moore, wrister, blocked. Moore will have to retreat to center. Now it's dumped deep by number 5, Brett Klein. Making a move at the line was Fitzgerald. He didn't clear the zone, though. Got a little too fancy there and still not outgloved. And that's, well, not a hand pass. Indians have control anyway. Here's Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald tried to center. He was looking for Horton. Stick tied up by number 10, Sabia. And here's Parker Rodbell, number 2. Slapper right on the turnover, and Horton. Another good opportunity for him. The freshman, Matt Horton, he had the breakaway, and now that one right on.
Yeah, when you don't know what else to do with that puck, you're going to set it out in front, and to a good chance if Matt Horton's on the ice, he's going to be out in front of that net.
Mackey will face it off against Blaze. Mackey wins it back. Along the boards, centered, Salkins smartly to the point. He didn't have much of a play. Good work by him. Mackey holds it up. Slapper, glove save by Alween on the drive by Zach Kataruza. And Zach, we saw him the first couple games here, contributing defensively. In Maine, he was able to jump in on the offense. He got a hat trick in one of the games, and one of the team's wins. 9-2 and 10-0 victories out there for the Indians in Maine.
Sometimes you just got to break the ice, Dean, and then it's really.
And he broke it in grand style with a hattie.
So now he's got the taste, and he's going to put some of that pucks on net here as well.
Kelly sent it forward, and the shot goes wide the cage. And back the other way. Flipped in. Salkins will chase. Off the boards. Look out. Turnover right in the middle of the hash marks, and he hits Salkins. That was Sperry. Slapper wide. Venter will play it into the corner. Turnover, Sperry. Sperry shoots one. Alween the save. And again, the goaltender tested early. He has been a positive light for the Nighthawks all season. He comes in with a 2.09 goals against and a 92% save percentage. We can see why.
Well, they're going to test him tonight, that's for sure.
As I mentioned earlier, he's played all but 9 minutes for this Newtown team.
Wow.
He's been tested. 117 saves already. So
he might get that tonight.
Ring wins it to the point. Venter, that's blocked. And that goes off the boards, down the ice. Here's Sabia. Sabia will try again, reverses direction smartly over to Hanley, and Hanley up the boards. Hanley gets the return from Hayden Savoya and dumps it down. That's going to go for icing. Maybe a mental mistake. I know he's trying to get the puck up, but he only had one more stride to get to the center line, and instead has to take an icing.
All the way back down.
So that's something I'm sure the coach will talk to him about. These teams met once last year, a good game. 5-3 Guilford victory in Danbury on Newtown's home ice. And that was a game where the coach was telling me that, Coach Paul Esposito of Newtown telling me that kind of turned their thoughts around of playing, and the puck goes out over the glass, of challenging themselves and going up to Division II. They were a Division III team. They're now up in Division II. So he looked at that and he said it's a cleaner game,
right.
Not as chippy. It was a good game, and they played a 2-goal game against a team that was ultimately in the finals of Division II. So he had to feel confident about that, challenge his team, and here they are. Dumped down. Hanley plays it over here for Matt Sabia. Mackey in on the forecheck for the Indians. Salkins hit, trying to get it back and out of the zone. The other way, Matty Doyle. Doyle will get it in and change behind the play. Tyler Hanley. He's hit by Bobby Noonan. Noonan always going 1,000% out there. He
Right.
never stops.
Flying a million miles an hour.
And he's not afraid to throw the body around either. Delayed penalty coming up on the Indians. Chris Montesi, I believe, for a trip.
He didn't mean it.
That one was more incidental.
Right.
However,
It is a penalty nonetheless.
it's a penalty, and
So Guilford
Chris
will be-
doesn't complain about it.
No, he doesn't. Guilford will be on a penalty kill for next 2 minutes.
Under 9 minutes to go, first period, still no score, although the Indians have had the majority of the opportunities. Down here right in front of us, Nelson plays it to himself off the wall. Nelson will skate it out. Could be a 3-on-2 shorthanded rush, and he decides to slap it down. Of course, Billy Ring is there first.
What's up, man?
Out in front, and they score! Jack Fitzgerald, a shorthanded goal. 33 seconds into the penalty, and the Indians take the 1-0 lead.
Are we going to say that was an assist by Billy Ring?
Sounds good.
We'll find out in a minute. But
We
if
got
I'm
an
not
assist to
mistaken,
two of our fine graduates here, though, who always pick an opportune time to come in, and Zach Gilhooly and one of our other friends here who, well, he was an honorary member of the team, that's for sure. Matt Ghazi. Welcome back. How's your break?
It's going really well right now. I've been skating with the team a lot, actually.
Yeah, they're looking real good.
Coming off a trip to Maine, as I mentioned, and now you were able to go, was it last year or the year before you guys went to Maine?
That's my senior year.
It was your senior, so it was,
Oh.
yeah, 2 years, right, 2 years ago when you were senior. And was that more, these guys said the competition wasn't great, but it was a good bonding. Is that what you kind of found when you were out there?
Yeah, it was a little better competition, and it was really a good experience.
It's exactly what Billy Ring and a few others were saying when talking to them at Guilford High. Nighthawks, turnover, Horton knocked down. He's already your size, though, and he's a freshman.
Yeah.
Nighthawks trying to generate something down there. Again, the Indians really control the play. Only 10 seconds left in the minor penalty to Montesi. Kept in at the line. Top of the circle. Indians challenging. Goaltender trying to help out his team, and Montesi's off. Doyle steps onto the ice. And the Indians are off to the races the other way. Could be a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Wrister wide. Held up as Mackey. And with it is Alex Kelly. Kelly off the glass, not out Mackey. He'll turn in the middle of the ice. Shoot, rebound. And it's taken by the Nighthawks. Not out. Venter will drive one wide. He gets some help from Cataruzza. Knocks his man down. Zach throwing his body around. That had some remnants of what his brother used to do, Christian.
Yep.
And icing against the Nighthawks. 6:19 to play, opening period. Guilford 1, Newtown no score. Fitzgerald with another. He had 2 against Cheshire. Not sure how many he got in Maine. I'm sure he had his fair share. Don't know the exact number. Noonan on the face-off. Noonan holds up Newtown player, and Sperry still with it behind the net. Reverses, Noonan in front, gets the pass. It gets by him. Cataruzza winds and shoots over top of the net. Venter. That's Harrison. Now, again, the Indians take it. Centering. Cataruzza still with it. Shoots. Blocker saved by Alween. Another drive tip just wide by Carson Sperry. Venter looking for Sperry in front or Montesi. And instead it's taken away by Ted Benoit, and a penalty potentially coming up. No.
No, it was out of bounds.
Sorry about that. My 4 eyes don't help sometimes.
You can see a little more extracurricular activity going on out there now, Dean. I think
Newtown's going to get
yeah,
frustrated the more the Indians are able to control this.
Applying pressure, right?
Fitzgerald wanted towards Horton. Nelson steps up. He scored right from that area against Cheshire to win the game a couple of weeks ago. Here's Horton. Top the circle, shooting. Ring setting a screen in front. Went over top of the cage. Rister, wide of the net. Here's Ring. Ring sandwiched between 2 Newtown players, and it's Parker Rodbell. Now there's a hockey name. Dumping it in. Ryan Moore back for it first for Guilford. Under 5 minutes to play, first period. Guilford 1, Newtown no score. Nelson. Here's Fitzgerald. Over the line. Shoot. And blocked at the defense by Hanley. Hanley gets the return pass. Forgot something for a moment. James Mackey throwing the hit there in the corner. And Guilford the other way. Horton had it deflected. That's Derek Baddock, 24. Now the wrister from the point, gloved and held by Alween as Matty Doyle go in the net with 3:55 to go. Zach, you're at Penn State. You played hockey your first year. Now took a year off, but how was that year leaving from here to go to Penn State? How was it for you?
It was fun. A lot of traveling, playing with a lot of older people, bigger bodies.
No one's bigger than you.
Yeah. But it was fun. Definitely no regrets.
And Matt, you went on to play some Blacks, am I correct? At Endicott, and still playing?
No, actually
Or taking a year off? So how many years did you play?
I played
Just
my
the one?
freshman year. Yep. Played last year.
Worth it?
It was a good experience, but it was a little much, you know.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Grades.
Gotta keep those grades up.
Sounds like coach speak right here. Faceoff will come outside the Guilford zone. So 4 years here. You guys had a tremendous year last year, winning the state title. Then you came back. Last year they made the state finals. This year they look like they're on their way to another good start. What have you seen in coming back last year, this year, that compared to your team maybe they still seem to keep it going after what you guys left, after what you guys started, really?
Well, same coaching staff, Coach Russo and Coach Gill.
Coach Gill, a gem on the bench, really. I mean, just priceless information coming from that guy.
I mean, he was a great player. Taking his knowledge to these kids right here. All they gotta do is listen.
Yep. Just soak it in.
So far they're doing that after a tough opener against St. Joe's. Winners of 3 straight. Faulkner-Filosa made the save there before the whistle, and another one on the shot from the point by Alex Kelly. Off the boards, defenseman backs off, allowing Guilford plenty of room through the neutral zone. Horton into the middle, Fitzgerald, and a blocker save by Alweed. Venter. Nice one touch. Here's Horton. Top the circle, shooting one, and the goaltender Alweed again. Got a blocker on it. They've really tested him stick side tonight. A couple glove saves, a lot stick side. he's been equal to the task to his defense. Another stick save there on the shot from the point by Venter. Hayden Savoya sends it to the Guilford zone. And icing against Newtown. 2 minutes, 29 seconds to go here. First period. Dean Cornelio, John Knapp with you from the Veterans Memorial Rink in East Haven. Guilford 1. Newtown no score. Noonan take the face-off for the Indians. Wins it back and, well, out of the zone. Christian Blaze. Blaze has it now. Nice pass, cutting in the defenseman, and Faulkner Filosa with a stick save. Newtown now trying to create some chances for themselves, and that one nearly a bad deflection for Guilford. Kept in by Chris Erickson. Under 2 minutes to go in regulation. Man knocked down in front, and they score! He pops it in front, and Newtown had the momentum going there for about a minute or so and able to pop one in and tie the game with 1:50 to go. Not sure who popped that one in. We'll wait for the official call. Too much running around in their own zone, and that hasn't happened much all game, but
That's right.
on that shift it did, and it cost them. I think it was Evan Isaacs.
That's right.
Is it number 15, John?
Yes, number 15, Evan
Yep.
Isaacs.
The other way, shot. Owing the stop on Matt Doyle. Salkins. And out of the zone for Newtown. 1:20 to play in the opening period. Harrison. Off the wall now, a nice bounce for Guilford, but they're offsides as Mackey didn't realize he had to regain the line. What has been the most fun part of your break? Just time off or what? Hanging out, seeing some old people,
Family and friends.
seeing some old buddies.
Yeah.
A lot of people coming back to games.
Yeah, it's good to see.
I know they appreciated that the opening game when I think it was the Cheshire game when
That's right, yeah.
they were happy about that and the players liked it, enjoyed it. So good thing. Keep up the Guilford tradition. Hopefully another trip. We're not going to get too ahead of ourselves though in terms of states, but under a minute to go. Slapper, look out, good chance. A nice block at the defense by Nelson. And offsides as Fitzgerald proceeded to play just by a hair. And another whistle. So 43.3 seconds. Newtown has tied it on a goal by Evan Isaacs, his 4th of the season. Parker Rodbell, the centerman, has the puck now for Newtown. Sends it into the Guilford zone. Catarusa. D to D. Goes back to Catarusa. Some open ice on that side. They'll try a rush here late. And that's going to go for icing. So much for that idea. Jack Fitzgerald picked up his stick just a second too soon. May have taken his eye off it. A little too excited at that open ice he had in front of him.
That's right.
Can't say I blame him. This is the only meeting of the season between these teams. Unless they meet in the Division II playoffs. Who knows? And that one goes up.
Up and over.
Over the glass. Indians just need to regain what they had started for about a good 10 minutes or so. They really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, the Indians controlled play in that entire first period.
1 minute they didn't, and then
That's
that
right.
was it. Slapper right on. Came out to the other side. 15 seconds left. Off the boards. And Falling down was Ring. And the Indians will retreat as time runs out in the first period. So it was a good one. Don't have the shots in front of me, but I'm sure it's going to be a lot to few
That's right.
for Newtown. But it doesn't show on the scoreboard, to Newtown's credit. Mike Alween, has really held his own in the net. Tested a lot stick side, tested on the glove, and he has been equal to the task.
That could be the decision maker. 11
Shots 11-3 in the period. That's the official count from our scorekeeper in the booth. So we'll pause after one period of play. Guilford 1, Newtown 1. We'll be back with the second period after the intermission. Back for the start of second period action here from East Haven. Correction on the shot total. Guilford had 16, Newtown 5 in the first period. Fitzgerald's line will start it again here in period number 2, and we're underway. Good to see Gary Drake up here as well. Happy New Year to him.
He left already.
As he liked us so much, he spent 30 seconds up here.
He ran.
Nelson at the line to Fitzgerald. Here's Billy Ring. And Newtown can't get it out. Moore will shoot one. Alween the stop and the routine save, and he covers. Again, talking to a few of the folks outside here during the break. Alween's played well, but there's been no traffic in front of him, really. He's been able to see everything clean.
That's right. They've been long shots. I think if they can get in a little closer, create some distractions in front, they might have a little better luck.
They're doing a good job, but they're just not getting traffic. So see if they can do that. Mackey won it back, but it goes all the way back into his own zone. Venter. And here's Mackey. Oh, he hit the official, and Faulkner-Filosa had to be alert. That one would have went right into the short side if he wasn't paying attention. So tricky play there. That hit Mackey, and it's now out of the zone. Venter held up his man, and they look at each other. Jake Solomons. Solomons with it now, had it poked away. Wrister right on Faulkner, the Filosa the save, and he'll hold on the shot from the point by Tyler Hanley, junior defenseman. The Indians come back with Fitzgerald and Ring and Horton. Should mention Billy Ring's brother Mike has some good news. He got his finger looking better. He's still 2 weeks away, though. Still a couple weeks away, so unfortunately not going to see him back for a while, but the cast came off, I believe. So 2 weeks, and then he's cleared for contact. Maybe get him back in here for the stretch run, and he'll be another good little spark plug to have back on this team. Nice pass by Fitzgerald to Moore. Moore shoots. Saved by Alween, and he holds on again. Very clear view.
He's doing a good job of holding on to that puck. They're not getting rebounds coming out.
So since they're not getting rebounds, they got to generate
That's right.
something in front of them.
Oh.
Bother them a little bit, throw them off.
Right, a little more proximity.
See what happens. Fitzgerald now Ring. Nelson shoots, stick save into the corner. Moore will step up. Had it poked by him. Gets some help from Horton, though. Horton not afraid to scrap despite his smaller stature. Play in front, looking for number 15, Evan Isaacs, who has the goal for Newtown in the first period. Here's Ring. Reverses to Moore. Moore had it poked by Christian Blaze. Now Fitzgerald, he's looking for some room. He creates his own. Up the middle. Takes the shot, hit the defenseman. Moore tees it up, and he put it wide. That puck lay right there for Ryan Moore after the defenseman blocked Jack Fitzgerald's shot. And he got everything into it, just didn't put it on goal. And now we're going to get an icing against Guilford, and Ryan shaking his head frustrated that he missed the net because he knows he had a golden opportunity there. Zach Cataruza back out there on defense. Zach now he had a hat trick, as I mentioned in Maine. He's got 4 goals from what I understand now, one of the team leaders in that category. So how things can change. Venter over to Cataruza, and he'll dump in. Reversing. That's Solomons. Indians again, their forecheck's working. They're pitting them in the zone. Mackey trying to dig it free to get it back to the point. Salkin's in there helping him as well. Garrett had a couple goals in Maine. Salkin's right there for it. Mackey as well, banging away. Doyle too. And between the 3 of them, weren't able to poke it by Olwe. Here's Cataruza. He'll wide. He'll shoot right on. Rebound is there. A good clear by the Newtown defense. Cataruza hit hard into the wall. Mackey shoots, stick save, and Olwe says enough of this and puts the glove down on it as another Guilford player gets laid out as he tries to go in front looking for any garbage. 11-17 to play, second period. So some good action. That entire shift was down the other end. And
that's right.
Good work by Mackey and company. Salkins and Doyle.
Yeah, there was some hard-hitting action going on in that shift.
Here's Horton in front. Couple of good chances. Ring went flying in. And that pass broken up. Still not out of the zone. Finally, Newtown able to take some pressure off their goaltender and get it down here for a few moments. Fitzgerald gives a look and reverses smartly over to Nelson, who gets it up the boards to Ring. Ring too far ahead for Horton. Matt Sabia will clear it out of danger. Nelson. Here's Ring. Up the left wing side. Ring tries to move to the middle, lost the puck. Gets by Fitzgerald. Moore steps in to help out. And could be a 2-on-1, but a good play by Nelson. Another good play. Doesn't know where it is. Gets some help from Ring. Not out of the zone. Moore wide open is Horton. Pass just behind him.
That was some good poke check defense by Derek there on that.
Nelson with 2 good plays. He broke up with the 2-on-1 twice.
Right.
Cataruza. That's Baddock. Nelson. Here's Cataruza. He's got Baddock here in the near wing. Look out. Picked up by Chris Erickson as Newtown tries to keep it in. Slapper off the turnover, and that goes wide of Faulkner-Filosa. Nelson. Baddock. Nice flip for Noonan, and instead it goes to Dan Harrison. Good idea, though, by Baddock. That was his only way to get him the puck. Noonan now on the turnover. Centering pass to the Newtown defense. Cataruza D to Venter. He's got Noonan up the middle, gets him the puck. Noonan over the line. And dumped in. Newtown completing a change. Coming out in front. Look out. Loose puck to the point. Couldn't get a handle on it. The puck was rolling, so they dump it deep. Here's Venter. Venter. And that one goes off the stick of Alex Kelly. Venter tried to break that up. Instead, an opportunity, and Doyle quickly with a check. And the stick lift on 22, Solomons, who has the puck now. Solomons in front. Ted Benoit with him. Salkins. He's got 3 goals on the season. He had the team's opening goal of the season against St. Joe's before his 2 in Maine. Under 8 minutes to play, second period. Still tied at 1, both goals in the first. For the Indians, Fitzgerald. And for Newtown, it was Isaacs. Here's Salkins. Salkins lumbering through the neutral zone. Ring out there to help. Fitzgerald was hanging up high. Trying to intercept that puck, but it's Newtown the other way. The Indians a step quicker than Newtown. They're really getting to the puck a little bit quicker.
Right.
Newtown, that's something they said they were working on. They're going from more of a team that bangs and hits to a team that's trying to become more finesse,
Well,
according to their coach.
I've seen a little bit more banging and finessing, I think, in this period than we had seen in the first period.
Yep. High off the glass. Good play over here for Erickson. Horton takes his time, surveys the situation, skates out the other side. Not out. Wrister wide. Nelson with a hit on his opposing number 2, Parker Rodbell. And we get a whistle as the puck sent out by Ryan Moore. Nearly up our way. And we understand one of our other friends who was here got hit with a puck as he was leaving us.
That's
so.
right. So you got to keep an eye open.
That's right.
Right.
Mr. Mackey, we're glad he's okay, but he took one as he was going down the stairs here, so got to watch out. Blocked by Doyle. Kelly. D to D, and the puck is out of the zone. Mackey hanging back at the line. Doyle. Nelson now. Nelson and Mackey switch back. Good cover by Mackey when Nelson went up, so. Delayed offsides. Moore regains the line. Sperry. Still there for him. He's able to protect to keep it in. Moore lost it, and look out, it could be a break the other way, but Nelson quick to get to that puck. Dumped down. Still in, played deep. Chris Montesi, not out, winding and shooting, fanning on it. That was the point man, Tyler Hanley. And it comes to Ryan Moore. Just over 5 minutes to go, second period. Dean Cornelio, John Knapp with you here from East Haven. A 1-1 deadlock. Guilford and Newtown. Division II clash. Billy Ring has Sperry with him. Ring will take it up the right side. Gets around one man. Trying to beat the defenseman. Cataruza with a keep. Fitzgerald plays it behind the net. He's got Horton there. Horton bumped. Here's Ring. Ring, he'll shoot one, and big stop, no rebound. Well, the rebound was quickly covered, and Fitzgerald went flying head over heels after that was knocked down, or pushed down, I should say. But good opportunity there from the wing. All Ween again had the answer.
I tell you what, Dean, you had mentioned something earlier about Newtown moving up this year to Division II after they played Guilford. They thought the Division II schedules were competitive, more competitive for their liking, plus it was a cleaner game. That was a long stretch there without a whistle in that series. That was a good 7-8 minutes of hockey without a whistle, and that's unusual for teams to be playing that hard and not see that.
A lot of changes on the fly, and
right.
Cataruza, right point, plays it down low. Gave up the opportunity to shoot. Unselfish play. Try and get down to his teammates. And a penalty coming up there. Is it going to be on the Indians? Well, the high stick is the call. Horton was down there.
I think it's going to be lined up against
And
Newtown.
it'll be against Newtown for the high stick. And Dan Harrison, the guilty party. So 4:07 to go. And we get a whistle. And now a roughing call.
So it looks like a great scoring opportunity for Guilford.
5-on-3 for a minute 54 as roughing assessed to Tyler Hanley. 5-on-3 for the Indians. Moore will wind and shoot. Fitzgerald.
Now it's 5-on-3 with a defender.
Fitzgerald shoots. Oh, trying to pop it in the opposite side on the wraparound. Couldn't get it there. Alwyn came across, got some help from his defense. Ahead to Fitzgerald, who called for it. Fanned on it. Moore. Indians. Got to take their time. Nelson. Slapper. Pad save. With a 5-on-3 advantage, they might be able to try and get two men in front of the net here. They don't have one there as the shot comes from Moore. Nobody stationed in front, and Alwyn the easy save. We got a Newtown player over here in front of us who's getting taped up his wrist. One of the assistant captains, Christian Blaze. He's their leading scorer, too.
Yeah, we've heard his name mentioned a lot. His hand or his thumb, it looks like. But he's putting his
something was, but he's ready to go, so that's good. Nothing serious for him. Minute 9 remaining in the 5-on-3. Fitzgerald's unit remains out with Horton, Billy Ring, Ryan Moore, Derek Nelson. Moore has it now over to Nelson. Nelson will wind, he'll shoot, and a glove save, Alwyn. Nelson likes that spot.
He does. He's had success with it, as you saw in the Cheshire game.
Absolutely. Fitzgerald again. This time won by Newtown, but actually Guilford controls. Nelson shooting. Saved by Alwyn. Moore up top. Here's Fitzgerald. And we're getting a whistle. Ring knocked down, not sure. Oh, we got a penalty. Interference.
There was a stick that went flying. Looks
Interference.
Like Horton's
Horton
to the penalty box for interference.
So it'll be 4-on-3 for 42 seconds. Then it'll be even up at 4, and then actually Newtown will have over a minute 10 of power play time, barring any further calls.
4-on-3. There's a lot of open ice out there.
This is when you want your speed guys out.
Yeah.
Mackey wins it back to Venter. Has Zach Cataruza with him on defense. Matty Doyle as well out there. 4-on-3. They still got the man advantage. Don't want to play like it's even strength yet. Forwards need some help here. Mackey, shoot, that was deflected off the defenseman wide. Doyle plays it back. Venter. Cross, walking in Cataruza. He shoots, and he missed the net. Oh, and Venter took his eye off it. Cataruza played it back in, and he's able to keep it in deep. Good play by Zach. 4-on-4, and now it'll be a Newtown power play. Well, hold on a second. Another penalty coming up with 2:01 to play. Boarding. Suddenly, after only one penalty in the first period,
looks like Matty Doyle's going to be called.
We've had
boarding.
consecutive, yeah.
So now it'll be
5-on-3
power play for Newtown. 2:01 left in the second period.
And they have a
Still
good
1-1.
chunk of time, John. A minute 12. That's
Right, so on defense we have Nelson, Fitzgerald will be in. And
Nelson,
Ryan Moore.
yep, kept it to the point. Nice play by Nelson to get a piece of that. And I thought for sure we were going to get a whistle there, but it's Moore on a shorthanded rush. Moore makes a move, shoots one. Good opportunity by Ryan. Junior defenseman making his presence felt here. He's had a number of opportunities tonight. A lot of open ice. And Newtown connects. Look out. Good chance. And Faulkner-Filosa the save. On number 7, Christian Blaze. Nelson off the boards, down the ice. Under 30 seconds left of two-man advantage for Newtown. Drop pass. Now down low. Nice pass in front, trying to stuff it home short side. Denied. Zach Catarusa takes it and flips. Look out. Oh, Jack Fitzgerald had the puck go off his skate. He would have been in the clear.
He knew it too. So that'll have one penalty roll off for the Indians. Now they'll be man down.
A 45 left. Almost a second or so difference in the penalty time to the period time.
Right.
43 and change on the period, 42 on the Indians' penalty to Doyle. Now it's 5-on-4. So both teams' shorthanded units able so far to fend off the other power play. Ring, Catarusa, Horton, and Venter. The penalty killing unit for Guilford. That's Ring. Here's a chance for Newtown. They're trying to jam everything in front instead of spreading it out. That was Jake Solomon's. Instead of getting it back to the point, the Indians had 3 guys in front. And they made it easy for Guilford. All their players were right there.
That's right.
And here's a chance. Final 15 seconds. Backhanded wide by Brett Klein. Cleared down.
That should put the
That ought to do it.
period, right.
Hanley. They get it out of the zone, and time runs out on Newtown. So both teams with some 5-on-3 advantage. Power play hockey late in the second period. Neither able to capitalize on those opportunities. So again, the score remains knotted at 1 after 2 periods. And you would think, John, this plays into Newtown's advantage. They just wanted to stay close.
That's right, and they've done it so far.
They've got some good goaltending, and Faulkner-Filosa's been equal to the task as well. So it should be a good third period. We'll be back with that in a moment. After 2, Guilford 1, Newtown 1. Back for the start of third period action here from East Haven. Guilford 1, Newtown 1. The ice has been patched by Matt Doyle. Just like in the Winter Classic, they were doing that way too often. And here now, Doyle takes care of the ice. Little slippery for Billy Ring. And slapped in. He scores! Are you kidding? That goes in on Olween after so many saves. I think it was Derek Nelson.
Yeah. That's Derek Nelson's MO right there, shooting from the blue line. And I get the feeling that the Newtown goalie just took his eyes off it.
I'm sorry, it was Jack Fitzgerald.
Wow.
Jack.
That gets his second of the night.
Should have known since he was leading the charge there going to the bench. So, talk about just putting it on net from anywhere.
Right.
Unbelievable. Jack Fitzgerald from around the center stripe bombs one over Olween and in. And the goaltender, senior goaltender, can't believe he let that one in after the amount of saves he has made tonight in the first 2 periods. Shots were about 25-10 through 2. To update you there.
Make that 26 now, Dean.
Yeah, that's 26. Shot goes wide. Slapper and Sulkin's right in front. The drive from Venter. Mackey out there as well with Doyle. Fitzgerald with both goals tonight gives Guilford the 2-1 edge early in the third. Doyle to the point. Nice look. Venter will wind and shoot. Blocked in the defense. Will try again, and it goes wide. And skating out with it is Hanley. Turnover. Cataruzza avoids the hit. That could have been dangerous. Shot on. Allween the stop. Rebound loose. Salkin's there, as is Mackey. And we get a whistle.
High stick.
Puck knocked down. So the faceoff comes all the way back into the Guilford zone. So Jack Fitzgerald with another 2-goal effort, just like we saw against Cheshire. We see it here tonight. And boy, was that big.
That was
big to get such an early goal. That goal came 13 seconds into the third period here. Rister looking for the redirect, and the tip never reached the goaltender Faulkner Filosa. Now Guilford off to the races the other way. Horton looking for Fitzgerald. It was tipped and over top. Nice pass intended for Horton by Moore. Horton regains the line, and now he'll come apply some forecheck. Hit the skate. Horton knocked down. Here's Ring. Fitzgerald behind the net. Horton set up in front. Fitzgerald. Nice play by the Newtown defense. Now Benoit goes back to his partner Kelly, and Kelly can't clear the zone. Looking for Horton. Horton takes the shot, a stick save. Fitzgerald will shoot, he scores! Jack Fitzgerald with a hat trick, stick side. This time he beats him, and it's 3-1 Guilford. Jack stepping up in a big way. 2 goals in just over 2 minutes. And Horton took a beating down here.
He came back, Dean, after that shot. He came back to this corner looking for his mouthpiece. He had gotten hit so hard.
He took the hit. Fitzgerald reaped the benefits as the puck came loose to him. So give an assist to Mr. Horton on that one. So the Indians now with a little bit of a cushion. And guess who? Here he comes again, trying to get around the defense. And then he slashed. He was held, and he slashed back at Hanley. Shot over top. Nelson. Derek sends it up, and the Indians are able to get it out. Here come the Nighthawks the other way. That's Sabia looking for some daylight. Couldn't find it. And a backhander, bouncer. That's a dangerous shot, as it was a bouncer in on goal, and the net comes off as Newton goes flying into the cage. And also taking a hit there was Brian Donahue in the far corner. He's okay. But that was full speed ahead.
Right.
11:30 to go, third period. Jack Fitzgerald with 2 in just over 2 minutes has given Guilford a 3-1 lead. And it started with a fluke, and it continued with a beautiful slapper that found the glove side. Here's Klein. Klein held up by Venter, and now he gets bumped by Donahue. And out of the zone. Not for long. Quickly sent back in by Dan Harrison. Here's Mackey. Mackey finally able to get a handle on that puck. Doyle tried the flip pass, did the Nighthawks. Didn't work. Looking for Cataruzza. It's kept in at the right point. Look out, and they score. A bad bounce for Guilford. It comes out in front.
That was
And
a tough bounce. That came.
was a wild bounce off a
went behind
crazy
the boards,
carom.
Right behind the net, came bounced right out off the boards into the front, and it really surprised everybody.
So we'll see who gets credit for that.
Chad was off to the left, and the puck came to the right, and
He did come back to try and dive at it, got by him. Newtown player where he's supposed to be, in front of the net.
That's right. So at 10-12 left in the third period.
We got ourselves a game,
We
John.
got ourselves a game. That's right.
Hayden Savoya, number 3, when it gets the goal. Stick save the other way by Olwe. And icing.
Icing will be the call.
So Savoya gets credit on that one. That was probably the easiest goal he'll ever score. I6 against Fitzgerald on the draw. Right in front of us here, to the right of the goaltender. Olwe. High off the glass, around the dasher. Nice shot, and a rebound lay there. Ring couldn't get to it. Nelson knocked down. He went awkwardly into the wall, pops right back up. Shot wide by Moore. Ryan Moore has had more opportunities tonight than maybe all season, and he hasn't been able to bury one. There he is again. Plowing forward with it now. Ring sends it back. Fitzgerald fan on it, but it went to Horton. Pass out of the zone. Nelson back for Fitzgerald. The Indians will wait. Moore will take his spot on the line. Ring tried to duck under that hit. Lost the puck. Nighthawks the other way. Back down to a one-goal game. Look out. Kept in. Shot on. Blocked. And tipped. Oh, what a stop by Faulkner Filosa. It wouldn't have counted anyway. The whistle went. But we had a great view of that here.
That's right.
And it was off a...
What is the whistle?
I think there was an offsides. I think they said the puck just skirted out over the blue line. But still, Chad able to get the stick across. He was going one way, the puck the other. Hanley. And we will get a
Icing?
whistle for, I believe, an icing. Again, they did that earlier once. You got to take not even a half stride.
Right.
Barely.
Over the red line.
So it's those kinds of things that sometimes come back to haunt you. Mackey against Benoit, and Mackey went it cleanly to Salkins. To the point, Cataruzza. Zach. Now Salkins in front, nice flip, looking for Mackey. Venner steps in. Venter tripped up, delayed penalty coming up against Newtown for tripping.
That will put Guilford on a power play. 8:26 remaining in the third period. Guilford leads 3-2.
And Hayden Savoya, the man credited with the second goal, is guilty here. Fitzgerald face-off, and it's won by Justin Corsello on the penalty kill. Haven't seen much of Corsello here. He's out here now. Look out, trying to pop it in was Horton. As that puck took a quick bounce right to the side of that. Horton will shoot one. And a good job by Olwe to stay with that shot. Again, another rebound this time over top. Olwe might have got the stick on it. And another penalty, this time coming to Horton for interference. So the power play lasted 25 seconds.
About 4 shots in those 25
They
seconds.
did, yeah, 4 or 5 easily. And it was a shooting gallery for that time, but Horton, his second penalty of the night, both of the interference variety. Faceoff comes all the way back. It used to come out just to center. Now it comes all the way back, so they really try and, they don't want you to take, especially an offensive zone penalty kills you. But here's Matt Sabia. Pass behind his teammate. That's going to go for icing. Not sure what he was thinking there. He had his teammate going one way to the forehand side, and he sent it back behind him. Guilford will say thank you very much. It's still 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 16 seconds. So that's why the icing. And then they'll have 25 seconds of power play time. Hanley, end around, not out. Comes near side boards. Moore steps up. And it gets by Ring out of the zone. Fitzgerald fit on that. Nelson gives it back to him. Here's Fitzgerald with Ring. Moore as well. Got it to Moore. Moore backhands one. A glove save by Alwyn. And Ryan, you can see it in his eyes. He just feels snake bitten.
That's right. That was a nice shot he had. It was a powerful backhand that went high. But the goalkeeper was up for the challenge.
7:14 to play, third period. Guilford 3, Newtown 2. Mackey. And that goes off of Doyle into Mackey. Venter shooting one. High off the glass behind the net. Cataruza with a keep. Nicely on the other point. Big hit there by Doyle. And nice catch by Mr. Venter. Practicing either his baseball or maybe lacrosse skills. Who knows?
We should mention that the puck left the arena, bounced off the wall, and came back in for Mr. Venter to catch.
Even more impressive.
That's why the stoppage of play.
And that goes into the netting. A souvenir for one of the fans. They're afraid to pick it up. I don't know. Maybe they think it's got something inside. I don't know.
Kryptonite.
Face off to the right of Alwyn. Mackey and Benoit. Mackey turns his body, tries to win the puck back. Venter backed up. Gains the puck at his own line. Picked up by 16, Alex Kelly, senior defenseman.
So now the Nighthawks will have a power play advantage.
Yep, just for 20 seconds now. And cleared. That'll do most of it right here. Alwyn made sure on that one. Granted, that shot wasn't high, but he alertly followed that the entire way, hoping for no more crazy bounces. And that goes into the netting again for a whistle, so the faceoff will come right along that blue line.
And with 6 minutes left, the power Guilford has killed the power play. Still leads 3-2.
Dean Cornelio, John Knapp with you here from Veterans Memorial Rink in East Haven. The Indians will be back here on home ice in just 5 days. And they face off against Sheehan in the next contest. There's a one-timer by Fitzgerald, bidding for his fourth. Fitzgerald has it again. Shoots one, trying to get it through legs. And Faulkner Filosa plays it to the corner. Look out, he's got some speed. Ring trying to pass it across, looking for Salkins, was behind him. And the Indians have to come back. Newtown with time. I don't think they realized it. They had time to make an outlet, set up a play, but instead he sent it around right to his bench. Waved off as it was played with a high stick, but Guilford touched it, so Donahue. Another corner for Baddock. Kicked forward by Nelson. And out of the zone. Picking it up is Rod Bell. Big hit there by 24 Baddock, and he is going to go. And that is a dangerous hit. And Noonan gets into it. This is where it could get ugly. And the coaches now, this is not a good scene here.
No, it's not. So we'll take a break here, Dean.
We'll take a quick break while we
they get this settled out. And
pause and come back with the penalties. We're back, and Derek Baddock, a 5-minute major for boarding. The Indians will be shorthanded the remainder of the 4 minutes, 25 seconds. They're up 1 goal. We looked at it again, and Baddock really went in hard with the shoulder to level the man into the boards. You had to expect Newtown to take exception to it. There were no further penalties called. Most importantly out of this, the Newtown player was able to get up and skate off under his own power. Here's a chance shorthanded for Ring. Gonna play it back.
Looks like Billy might have to get his skate sharpened out there. He's been sliding a little bit.
Five minutes hit from behind is the official call on a 10-minute misconduct. Ted Benoit was sandwiched there between 2 Guilford players.
Then there's a couple other 2-minute penalties handed out here, Dean.
Yeah, a couple roughing minors to Guilford's Bobby Noonan and Brett Klein of Newtown.
But they won't show up on the board, is that right? Because
no,
they're all setting on
cancel each other. And a Newtown penalty coming up to Christian Blaze.
Well, that's going to hurt Newtown. That's one of their scorers.
With 3:48. Not sure what the call was, but it's a break for Guilford.
I still didn't hear it. Did you hear it?
Nope. Didn't hear it. Mackey to the point. Venter shooting blocked. He'll get another chance. Down here to Mackey. James. Now the winding and firing. That went off of Matty Doyle, actually. And gets by Venter. On his tail is Evan Isaacs. Picked up by his teammate Sabia. Guilford the other way. 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go in regulation time. 4-on-4 for another minute 25. Newtown will finish with a power play. And who knows if they'll pull the goalie to try and get a 2-man advantage. Fitzgerald took the puck and sent it deep. Indians protecting a 1-goal lead here late stages of this one. Sabia. Couple nice moves. Top the circle, leaves it. Nobody there except Guilford. And it's a 1-on-1 the other way. Quick back check as well. Fitzgerald tries to get around his man. Stick lifted. Penalty coming up. Fitzgerald did all the work there to draw it. And hooking the call. Number 24, Tyler Hanley.
Billy Ring stepping in to settle down Jack. It looked like Jack was going to have some words with the Newtown player, but Billy quickly stepped in, realizing the situation.
Good job by one of the Indians' captains.
Right. Senior captain. Looks like there's going to be a timeout on the ice.
Showing leadership right there.
That's right.
And we'll take a quick break as the Indians will come back with a 4-on-3 advantage for 52 seconds.
We'll be back.
We are back for the final 2:40. And Newtown wins the faceoff. That goes off the knee of Moore, but he controls it in neutral ice. Moore gets the return. Winding and firing a stick save again. Derek Nelson from his favorite spot. 4-on-3 for Guilford. Now for another 30 seconds. Turnover. That's Isaacs giving Billy Ring some problems. And Ring sent it too far ahead, and it'll be slapped down. 2 minutes to go in regulation time. Moore fanned on it. Fitzgerald was calling for it behind him. Moore kept it himself and rolled one in on the goaltender all week. Fitzgerald, the centerman, all three tonight for Guilford, facing it off against Ted Benoit. Fitzgerald's only a sophomore, so we got a lot more of him to look forward to here at GHS. Nelson. Here's Ring. Ring will shoot. Routine save for all week. Again, Fitzgerald was trailing him.
A routine save. You make it sound easy, Dean.
It looks that way from up here, right, Joe?
Oh, timeout.
And, well, minute 38 left, so we'll take another break. It's going to be 4-4 for 58 seconds. Newtown will come back with some power play time in the final minute. We'll see what happens. Guilford leading 3-2. Back for the final 1:38 of play. And Newtown wins that one. Back for Matt Sabia. He'll leave it for Christian Blaze. Sabia goes across. Alex Kelly and Billy Ring again nearly slipped, and you were talking about getting the skates sharpened.
That's right.
Moore.
I think Billy might have worn his skates down here on the bus.
Maybe he wore them back from Maine, who knows. Some good speed by Fitzgerald on his backhand. Glove save, and it never crossed the line. That's a good call by the official. It never crossed the line. It went off the crossbar and stayed out. We had a perfect view of it here. Fitzgerald bidding for his fourth. Just denied by the slimmest of margins.
What was the whistle? Why
The
did they stop play?
goalie covered it, I believe.
No, he flicked it way down the ice. Somebody swept it down the ice.
Yeah. 58 seconds left. Fitzgerald again will face it off against Brett Klein. Klein gets it back to his defense.
It was icing is what the call was. Uh-oh.
Moore out of the zone. Bouncing puck. Picked up by the Nighthawks. Alex Kelly. Dumped back down. Indians are shorthanded. They can do that without problem. I'm surprised to see the goaltender not coming out of the net. 30 seconds left. They have possession of the puck. Now he's coming. Sixth attacker on for Newtown. Carrying in Klein. Dropping it. Kept in at the point. Towards the net. Sent behind. 18 seconds to go. Up top. Shooting one. Final 14. Sabia camped out up top. There he is. He gets it back. Under 10 to go. Sabia looking for some room to shoot it. He does. Look out. They score! 3.5 to go, and Newtown ties the game. A power play goal. Sabia, the shot from the point. That's a backbreaker.
Well, that's too bad. 3.5 seconds left on the clock. Newtown puts in the equalizer.
Now they gave it back to their anchor. They gave it back to their quarterback, and he got it on goal. Faulkner Filosa made the save. The rebound came out.
They looked awfully calm with 10 seconds left on the clock, didn't they, Dean? They didn't seem in a rush to shoot it. They were just waiting for the right opportunity, and they found it.
And time runs out in regulation, so we're going to have 8 minutes of sudden death overtime. First team to score wins. Indians, though, still have 34 seconds left of shorthanded time.
Oh, boy.
Baddock's still in the box for the 5 minute. And I believe it's being served. You mentioned number 7 in the box. That'd be Tyler Salkins. They have to have somebody serve that penalty because
I see.
Baddock got an additional 10. So there is somebody who's serving who will come back out on the ice. So quick 3-minute break, and we'll be back with overtime in a moment. Guilford and Newtown tied at 3. We'll be back shortly. We are back a few seconds away from overtime. Quickly recapping the scoring. Guilford took the 1-0 lead, the 8:29 mark in the first period. Newtown answered on a goal by Evan Isaacs to tie it. There was no scoring in the second period. We came to the third. That's when, now how big, John, how big is Jack Fitzgerald's goal from near center ice at this point?
That's right.
He scored 2 within a couple minutes span to make it 3-1. Newtown answered with 10-12 to go. Hayden Savoya, and then with 3.5 seconds left, they tie it to force the overtime and now have 34 seconds of power play clock to work with. 8 minutes, sudden death. Here we go. Fitzgerald sent it on the goalie. Allween, and he made sure that wasn't going in. Got the blocker on it. Stayed up for it.
So Dean, do you take a chance here at Newtown and pull the goalie on this rush with 15 seconds left?
Pull what?
Would you pull the goalie if you were Newtown?
Absolutely not.
Pull
the goalie?
Go up 2-man advantage?
No, because any dump down and the Indians can clear it without penalty, shorthanded. So then you can't get your goalie back out there when they get the man back. Just like here, Indians are back to full strength. Horton tried to go around to the other side. He did, but Newtown got to it first. Centering pass, and it's Ring. Ring leading the rush off the boards. Here's Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald's got the hot hand tonight. He's over the line. He winds. He shoots wide.
Well, with authority.
He got all that, just didn't put it on net. Horton keeps it deep. Again, forcing the issue to his Horton. Still, that puck always finds him. I don't know how. Ring, backhander, just wide. Oh, and that's a nice bounce for Newtown to Chris Erickson. Erickson will carry in. Erickson knocked off the puck by Moore. What a hit there by Ryan Moore. To the point. Look how they got a man breaking. But Nelson gets there first for Guilford. Mackey's got to be careful. Just over 6 minutes to go in overtime. 3-3 Guilford and Newtown. Here at Veterans Memorial Rink in East Haven. Kelly plays it over to his defensive partner, Hanley. Hanley will try again high off the glass this time. It's Mackey in neutral ice. Hanley. And Kelly will carry it out. Kelly will dump it in. Here they come. It could be, it's a 2-on-2. Could be a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Fitzgerald in front, right on, a pad save by Allween. Fitzgerald did get the shot off. Here he is again. He'll shoot one. That one just off the high glass in front of us. We nearly got a souvenir, John. We don't prefer those kind, though. Salkins. Here's Doyle. He scores! Matt Doyle puts it home, the game winner, with 5:09 to go in sudden death overtime. And Guilford wins it.
Congratulations, Matty Doyle, senior captain.
Garrett Salkins will get an assist on it with 5:09 to play in the OT. Matt Doyle scores 5-hole on the backhand. And what an opportune time for him to put one in.
That's right. So that'll move the Indians' record, Dean, to
the Indians improved to 4-1. That's 4 in a row now. 4 in a row.
After dropping their home opener to
St. Joe's, right.
They played great hockey in that game too. They've really been playing well. Fast, and energetic.
Even tonight, for the most part, they had the majority of the play down in Newtown zone.
Right.
Newtown, to their credit, kept it close. Goaltender played outstanding hockey. Newtown, that snaps their 3-game losing streak. They fall to 3-3 on the season. They have a date next in a couple days with E.O. Smith on home ice. And again, Guilford will be back here to face Sheehan in about 5 days here at East Haven. Another home game for the Indians. So the Indians skate off happy and victorious. We'll try and get some post-game reaction for you.
We'll try, Dean.
If possible, we will try. Guilford, a 4-3 winner. We'll be back with more in a moment. All right, we're back with Indians captain forward Matt Doyle, who scored the game winner tonight. Matt, congratulations on a great finish. Talk about that last play. Put you guys over the top. Looked like you found the 5-hole there on him on the backhand. What transpired?
Garrett Salkins was working hard down the boards to move the puck, and I was able to pick it up and just chuck it right on the backhand, and it went through 5-hole.
And to, the end of that game, they scored with 3.5 seconds left. You guys said we're killing off a penalty. What was kind of the feeling? I'm sure disappointment, but what was the feeling going into overtime thinking we can win this? You guys controlled a lot of the game.
We did control most of the game, and we just, aside for a few mental errors and a lack of discipline in a few spots, that was our game to win or lose. So we were able to pull it off, just not in the fashion that we wanted to.
Is that kind of what happened there? And the hitting picked up on both sides. There were penalties picked up on both teams, but then the hit by Derek and then the 5 minutes was the feeling just, he made a mistake. Let's move on here. But
I don't know. It was hard because it was just like there was a lot going up to that. There were more penalties before that, and we've just been getting too many penalties in big games, and we were able to pull it off tonight. But in some games, we may not be able to.
1-1 game going into the third. Obviously, you want the next goal. 13 seconds in, Jack decides, let's try from center ice, and then all of a sudden it goes in. Hat trick for him tonight. That goal in particular, pretty big. Talk about his play and what that goal kind of meant. Yeah,
that was just that was a turning point in the game. Just it's hard to really talk about it. The goalie just kind of ducked his head a little bit, tried to get with the glove, and just missed it. And it was a great way for him to get a goal.
The goalie was playing well.
Yeah, he did very well for them. He was kind of their brick that held them all together.
And Jack, in terms of a hat trick for him, obviously you guys turned him a lot for offense, but he's starting to get it into gear now.
Oh yeah, yep. He had quite a few goals in Maine and quite a few assists, and he'll keep rolling, especially against Cheshire. He had 2 goals. So.
Speaking of Maine, that was a chance for while you guys won handily both games. In talking to some players in terms of the camaraderie that kind of helped build a little bit. Talk about what that meant to the team in terms of going out there, being able to build some camaraderie.
Yeah, well, we lived together for 3 days, 2 nights, and we just go up there and have a good time. Yeah, the competition may not have been where we wanted it to be, but it was still fun to go up there and have a good time and be with everybody, and it was just a good time.
4 wins in a row. You have Sheehan next. Heading into that game, what do you guys feel you need to kind of just shore up a little bit to ensure some more success?
Yeah, we have 2 league games coming up next week, and obviously we need to win those because we want to get to the SECs. So there's a little bit more emphasis on playing hard, being more disciplined, and we're going to work on that the next couple days in practice, and then we play them on Tuesday.
Sounds good, Matt. Thanks a lot for your time. We're going to wrap it up here from East Haven now that they're turning the lights out on us. Indians win it in overtime on a goal by this guy here, Captain Matt Doyle. 4-3, Guilford wins for John Knapp. I'm Dean Cornelio. Good night from East Haven. Guilford 4, Newtown 3. Good night, everybody.